Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Balsetta.
Yo, what is up, everybody? What's up, seam heads? And welcome to a Tuesday edition, Tuesday night, 6:05. I know, I'm late. My apologies. Just adjusting to life with a new cat. So, you're on the cat's time. So, everybody, welcome to Passion for the Pastime. Today is December 17th, and not too much news. And this is actually going to be a brief show today because I have to get out to San Francisco. I am in my home studios in the East Bay, but I got to get back out to San Francisco. I was actually going to try to get back to the KMBR studios, do the show from there, then go do my festivities with trivia with the KMBR crew with our Christmas party 2.0. But yeah, man. So this is going to be really quick. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of news that kind of went down earlier today, the little bit of news that we have in the baseball off season. Let me know how the camera is looking. It looks a little fuzzy on my end, but it does look like my lips are in sync with my voice. So that's a positive. We're still working out the kinks here on the YouTube, but everybody, welcome to the show, Passion for the Pastime. Gonna give you the updates as far as where we are, where we stand, and going into tomorrow, we're gonna have a great show. You're not gonna want to miss tomorrow night because starting right at 6 o'clock, we will be joined by Kerry Crowley of KMBR, former beat writer for the Merc. So we're going to talk with Kerry Crowley. He knows everything there is about San Francisco Giants baseball, and we talk about the Giants all the time. Last time I talked to him actually in a podcast capacity was when I did my final rounding third and king the last weekend of the season, and we were kind of speculating as to whether Farhan Zaidi was going to be here or not. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I believe that we had that podcast right as the news broke with Buster Posey. So we were kind of speculating what kind of new regime that we would be able to see moving forward. So we'll talk with Kerry Crowley tomorrow right at 6 o'clock, right on the dot. No 6:05 BS. We will be here 6 o'clock tomorrow. So set your notifications, set your calendars. Set your alarms, 6 p.m. Kerry Crowley with me on the show, but then it doesn't stop there. At 6:30, we're going to be joined by ESPN Chicago, ESPN NL Central expert Jesse Rogers. We're going to be talking with him and kind of breaking down the Cody Bellinger move and what this means for the Cubs, what this means necessarily for the rest of the division. But also, I want to get his thoughts on some key guys for the Cardinals, especially everywhere in the division. I mean, we'll talk about Paul Skeens and how that division is kind of all up in the air, and can the Pirates kind of make way in that division, or is this kind of falling to the winners of the offseason with the Chicago Cubs? We all knew that when they got Kyle Tucker that Cody Bellinger was going to be traded, and he did ultimately get traded. So we'll break that down. We'll talk about that. But Jesse Rogers tomorrow at 6:30 here live on the stream. And to start it all off, 6 o'clock, Kerry Crowley will be on the show here, Passion for the Pastime. So welcome, everybody. Again, if this is your first time to the show, welcome in. My name is Walter Balsetta. I work at KMBR, have been there since 2019. Currently an associate producer and board op for the Gregs, for my two Gregs, Greg Papa and Greg Silver, in the middays 10 to 2. But that's not all that I do at KMBR. Last season I started doing Rounding Third and King, which is a podcast that aired on the weekend, talking all Giants baseball for one straight hour, which is kind of what we do here, but we'll break it down and kind of branch out to baseball in general. but we'll focus on the Giants particularly because that's my team, baby. And then I also did weekend shows, Giants warm up after Marty Lurie, talking baseball with Marty Lurie. After that, we got into the pregame show for the San Francisco Giants. That was the Giants warm up, and then into the official pregame where we'll be talking to the broadcasters, and hopefully we can get John Miller and Dave Fleming on the show at some point this offseason to kind of break down the Buster Posey moves, right? And right now, to date, it's only Willy Adames. It's only Willy Adames, and I feel like that is going to be the deal for the foreseeable future. Yesterday, we talked to Tacky's favorite person, Ben Nicholson Smith from Canada, from Toronto, beat writer for the Toronto Blue Jays. And we were kind of getting the lowdown as far as what was going on with Corbin Burnes. Now, my takeaway from that conversation, I know you guys didn't hear the first part of it, and they had to start it back over, but we got it all worked out. We got the bugs worked out of it, and you know, we got to go through those trials and tribulations to get a refined product here on Passion for the Pastime. But once that interview did start going, and I listened back to it, and even talking to Ben earlier that day, I got the sense that the Blue Jays were not in wholly dedicated to Corbin Burnes. Now, with the trade that's going down with Cody Bellinger and the Yankees, and we'll talk about how that kind of changes the dynamic, but with that going down, specifically looking back to the Blue Jays and how this affects the Corbin Burnes sweepstakes. I mean, the Yankees continue to get better. They get Cody Bellinger over there. He's going to play center field. He can play first base. They also have a vacancy there currently with Anthony Rizzo testing free agency. I believe Rizzo, I don't know if that's someone that Giants fans would like to bring in to third and king, but Anthony Rizzo is also a guy that is out there that is available. I saw early on during winter meetings that he was linked to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Haven't seen anything else from that, and I think that this is all correlating to what was going on with Cody Bellinger. So Cody Bellinger gets traded from the Cubs to the Yankees, and this all kind of comes back to the Blue Jays, right? And the reason why I tie it all together is because you see what everybody has done in that division, especially the Yankees. You know, the Yankees are going to do what the Yankees do, and they're going to add pieces. They're going to try to buy a championship. That's what they do. That is their MO. And then you look to the Red Sox. Red Sox haven't spent the money yet. It's going to be really interesting, and I don't know if the Red Sox were in on Cody Bellinger at all. But you know, if they're looking for a bat, which I know that they are, now that Cody Bellinger takes up that roster spot for the Yankees, and now that they kind of have their outfield kind of solidified. And also, by the way, weird side story with Cody Bellinger. I buried the lead. Cody Bellinger's wife is the ex-girlfriend of Giancarlo Stanton, and they're on the same team. That is a weird one. That is weird. When I started seeing those reports, I was just like, dude, that's I don't know. They can they coexist in the same locker room? Is that a commonality like amongst baseball players that happens? I have no clue. I would assume that maybe it's more common than we let on, that we know of. But yeah, that was also just a weird side blurb of Cody Bellinger and his new teammate Giancarlo Stanton. But the outfield is solidified for the Yankees, right, to this point. So now you start looking at the outfield bats, right, that are still available. Teoscar Hernandez is a guy that is out there, but he's always been linked to the Yankees. And I'm not bringing up Teoscar Hernandez to entice you as Giants fans. If you are Giants fans out there, welcome. I'm not saying Teoscar Hernandez to entice you that he is an option in the outfield. I'm just simply bringing him up because that is part of the overall equation. I think that he's going back to LA. We all know last year in February, the Giants made attempts to bring Teoscar Hernandez, and he said, nope, deuces, I don't want to go to San Francisco. Then he signed with the Dodgers and became public enemy number one last year. So, yeah, I don't want Teoscar Hernandez. That's all I got to say about that. But then you look to the rest of the guys that are out there that are available. Anthony Santander, right? He is someone that is reliable, someone that's going to go out there, but he doesn't give you anything with the glove. He doesn't give you anything on the base paths. Really, he is a power bat. And when you look to this Giants lineup, that is something that does need to be addressed. But is that something that you're willing to put that dollar amount? We're probably talking $100 million at 5 years for Anthony Santander, when you know the back end of that, year 4 and 5 are just going to be duds, and he's going to be a DH. But and then where do you put? I mean, you got to put him in left field, and then you move Elliot Ramos over to right. But so that's kind of the options when you look to the Giants and look to this outfield market. I know Jerickson Profar is still available. I don't know how many people are enticed by Alex Verdugo. I mean, he's young, he's 29. Maybe he can come in here and make a spot in the outfield for the Giants. But the point that I'm trying to make is that with Cody Bellinger, because the Giants were in conversations with the Cubs as far as acquiring Cody Bellinger, and I thought that crossed off multiple categories for the Giants, that they're looking for a lefty bat, that they are looking for outfield help, and they are looking for another first baseman, right? Because I think that the writing is on the wall for Lamont Wade Jr. I think that not that it's a far gone conclusion, but I do believe that Lamont Wade Jr. is not going to open the roster or open the season, the 2025 season, with the San Francisco Giants. I don't think that he's going to be on this roster. I think he'll be traded. It's just a matter of for what at this point. So it's going to be really interesting. But when you look to Cody Bellinger, that was somebody that fit the Giants. That was a bat that I think that they needed. So now that he's not there, now you got to see the pivot, right? And the Anthony Santander, I don't think that that's in the cards for the Giants. Again, he adds that power, he adds that thump, but he's going to clog the bases. He's not going to steal anything. His glove is, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. And then if you just factor in the fact that he's going to cost a lot of money, I don't know if the Giants are a one bat away from making this lineup be something successful, right? So you start looking at what other options can they do. And the reason why I brought all this up was because Anthony Santander may be an option for the Blue Jays, and maybe that takes money away from a Corbin Burnes type signing. But we were talking yesterday. I don't think that the Blue Jays are that invested in Corbin Burnes. I do think the Blue Jays are invested in bringing in some star power. I don't know if Anthony Santander necessarily does that. Maybe they shift their focus to Roki Sasaki, however much that they can try to convince him. But then they also are shifting their focus in trying to retain Vlad Jr. But the reason being is the Yankees and the Red Sox got better this offseason. It just makes you a little bit concerned when you think about the Blue Jays that have all that cash, that they can throw that at somebody. Hopefully they throw it at Anthony Santander now that Cody Bellinger is off the table. You know that the Yankees aren't going to go there. Maybe the price drops down a little bit and he can sign somewhere that at a reasonable price, and hopefully that money can be shifted to one of these contenders, whether it be the Red Sox or the Blue Jays, and then that kind of shifts the heat, I guess, off of the pitching market with Corbin Burnes. So let me know your thoughts on how Cody Bellinger fits with the Yankees and everything that kind of affects the Giants moving forward. Because again, like, he was a guy that I was hoping that the Giants would make a move on. And early on, when you saw that trade go down with the Cubs, you knew that it was going to happen. You knew that Cody Bellinger was not going to be on this roster much longer. And you started, I played the clip earlier, and we or not earlier, but earlier this week, or I think it was last week maybe, but on Marquee, they were pretty much breaking down the Kyle Tucker news, and they were kind of looking at what was going on with the Giants, the Mariners, the Yankees. They were all included as possible suitors for Cody Bellinger. And now that that's not there, now the outfield kind of looks set. I mean, is there another is there another guy that you want to go trade for? Like, do you want to go trade for Naylor? Do you want to go trade for Diaz for I think he's on the Rays still. Those are some potential outfield options. Or do you kind of ride with what you got? And I think that you're going to do the latter. I think if you're the Giants, you're probably going to run with what you got. You might go get like a depth piece, maybe a Jerickson Profar, something like that, maybe a Alex Verdugo. I don't know, and I don't know if that is what I want to happen because I mean when you look at the lineup, we've talked about it time and time again. When you look to the Giants and you look to the outfield, especially with a focus on right field. When you look to right field and you look to first base, those are the positions that you would like an upgrade at. They've already upgraded or they're retained and solidified that left side of the infield with Matt Chapman, and then now they have brought in Willie Adames. You're good there, right? You're hoping that Tyler Fitzgerald can kind of continue where he left off last year and solidify second base. You know Patrick Bailey is going to be there. You know what his bat can do, but he's there mainly for the pitching staff, and he's there for his defensive presence. So that is what you have with Patrick Bailey. You're good. Then you go to the outfield, and the outfield has the most question marks, but I think has the biggest upside, I guess, from year over year, because you look at Elliot Ramos and what he did, and he kind of came onto the scene and just tore it up, right? And he's going to be out in left field. Then you look to center field. You got Jung-Hoo Lee coming back. I liked what I saw with Jung-Hoo Lee early on in his career. Obviously, the injury, coming back from that and just getting up to baseball speed, that's going to be an adjustment. And he's still adjusting to the major league game, right? So we don't necessarily know what to expect from Jung-Hoo Lee, but from what we saw, the early returns, I think that you can have a little bit of optimism, especially defensively, but with his bat, I think that you can have a lot of optimism from those two spots, with left field with Elliot Ramos and center field with Jung-Hoo Lee. So then you look to right field, and that's probably going to be a mixture of Grant McCray and Mike Yastrzemski and the platoon system. And I'm not even necessarily ruling out a platoon in left field with Elliot Ramos. But I think that's the thing that Buster Posey and this new regime is trying to get away from, is that they're trying to get away from the platoon system. They're trying to get everyday players. Now, an everyday player is Anthony Santander. I don't know if that is going to be a thing. And the reason why he's an everyday player, and especially in this offense, is that reason that I just put out there. Elliot Ramos in left, Mike Yastrzemski in right. Ideally, you don't have them in the same lineup, right? You and you go both righties or you go both lefties. The thing about it is that Anthony Santander is a switch hitter, and he hit 44 home runs. When was the last time? We all know when the last time was, when a Giant hit over 30 home runs, and his name was Barry Lamar Bonds. So that is kind of what the Giants are up against. I don't know if they necessarily need to have that type of guy to hit 30 home runs. I know that's the stat that keeps rolling out there, and you know, it's fun to kind of discuss, and it's been years on years on years. I don't even remember the last time. I think it was 2000. Was it 2004, 2005? I think it was 2004 actually. I don't remember exactly. But 30 home runs in a season. Barry Bonds has that. He was the last one to do that, and then you just go through the plethora of guys to start in left field since Barry left the Giants. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this lineup, because I know we've been talking so much about the prospect of the pitching staff, and we know that the pitching wins championships. Pitching and defense is what we've been ingrained into our brain, right? But you would like to see some upgrades in the offensive category in that lineup, but just where does it come from? I mean, does it come from an Anthony Santander? Again, I don't believe that that's going to happen, but that's on the table. That is a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's a possibility. You look to Anthony Santander. Then you can look to first base, right? I mean, because Cody Bellinger he checked off those boxes of being an outfielder, but also being able to play first base. Now you look to the guys that are still out there. You got Christian Walker. Is that someone that you want to bring in? You got Paul Goldschmidt. I know that we've talked about that, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, 6:30. Jesse Rogers on the show. After we talk to Kerry Crowley. We'll talk to Kerry Crowley at 6:00 tomorrow on the show as well. And we'll break all this down and his thoughts on what the Giants' next move should be. But is it a Paul Goldschmidt? I mean, I don't think that the Giants are going to go out there and spend the coin to get a Pete Alonso. I would love to have Pete Alonso. I don't think that's in the cards. So, and you got to also see what's in the farm system. And when you look to Bryce Eldridge, and Eldridge is at first base and can project to play in the outfield as well, I think that you're going to get a stopgap guy. Now, is that Lamont Wade Jr.? Do you want to still roll him out there? I know the OPS numbers and all of that. I get it. He gets on base. I understand that. It was great at the beginning of the year, but the fact of the matter is Lamont Wade Jr. is not a healthy ball player. He does not stay healthy. The more that you truck him out there, the more that he is likely to get hurt. That is just the reality of it. I loved what I saw with Lamont Wade Jr. I love what he was doing at the beginning of the year. Then he got hurt, and that's when everything went to shit for the Giants. And I know that it was kind of a domino effect because everyone started going down at the same time, and then Elliot Ramos came in and kind of picked up the slack, but you didn't have the guys getting on base in front of Elliot Ramos, and it's a well refined machine, the game of baseball. But Lamont Wade Jr., he just can't go out there. He can't go out there and play every day. That's why he was put into a platoon system at the beginning. Then we were like, oh, just throw him out there. And I was one of them. Last year, I was just like, why isn't he playing every day? He gets on base. And then we play him every day, and then he gets hurt. So that's just the fact of the matter with Lamont Wade Jr. You would like to see an upgrade at the first base position, but I would love to get everybody's thoughts on that as well. Welcome in to Passion for the Pastime. I'm about to wrap this thing up, but I'm going to go into the chat really quick just to see how everybody is doing tonight. Thank you all for stopping by. The first comment of the night. Yeah, we got to put that up there, Tacky. Hell yeah, dude. Yes. We can all read. I'm not going to say it. We can all read. What's up, Tacky? Good to see you, bro. Rockin' New Era. What is up, bro? Hey, yo. Yeah, Rockin' New Era, dude. What's up, man? I know you were texting me something on X. We didn't finish that conversation, or I didn't look at the rest of the conversation. Actually, I'm looking at the message right now. You did respond to me. No, you didn't. You didn't respond to my message. Come on, bro. How you gonna leave me on red? Hold on, now I'm talking S. Yeah, you let me on red. I said sure, and you didn't say anything. What am I supposed to do with that? Come on, bro. What are we doing? Tacky, we're not looking up your nose tonight. Yes, I do have a camera, and it is not mine. I am borrowing it. I took it without permission, without asking. Is that? I'm borrowing it. Yeah, I'm borrowing it. I'm not gonna say where I took it from, but you guys can figure that out. This is this is a good camera, by the way. I mean, it's okay. It's a little fuzzy. It's a little fuzzy. Maybe I gotta like smear it off or something. I can see my background's a little fuzzy. Where is the cat? The cat is downstairs. We actually left it by itself today. It was very nerve-wracking, but we came home and the cat was fine. Cat had a great day. So thank you guys for checking in. Damn, Walter got to go back to SF. Yes, because if you guys saw my comment in the chat earlier today during Dirty Work with Adam Copeland and Derek Papa. Shout out to those guys. Love those guys. Love Tim too. Tim's part of the show. But I went into the YouTube chat, and I said that I the show's gonna be short today. It's gonna be short because I have to go out to Tim Webb's trivia night, which is a Make-A-Wish event, and trivia. Tim just wanted to host trivia. That's what he wanted to do. So that is why I'm going back out San Francisco. It's the KNBR holiday party 2.0 because they had one on Friday. I was not in attendance on that one. Damn, you went all the way back to Martinez. Yes, I did. Thank you, Tacky, for being concerned about me. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. We're gonna have audio. Yeah, we'll have audio tomorrow. God, you guys are never gonna let me. You guys are never gonna let me live that down. But now we know. Now we know. When I do a pre-recorded, I just gotta load it onto this thing. Look, you guys want to hear Ben Nicholson Smith again? Here, I'll load it up right now. I'll get it going for you guys. Oh shit, I deleted it, so I can't do that. I deleted it. So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have audio. Yes, we're gonna have audio. You smart ass. Thank you, Rockin'. Appreciate you. Carrie gonna read the chat. I'll probably read it to Carrie. I don't know if Carrie's gonna read it. We'll see. Love Carrie. Carrie's my guy. It's my first time. Hell yeah, Pat. I'm glad I can be your first, man. Appreciate you. In the presence of a real gentleman. I don't know if that's in reference to me, but appreciate it, Victor. Appreciate it, man. No Rizzo. Yes, Tacky. I don't really like that either. Even when I said that, even when I suggested it, I wanted to vomit. I can't do it. Can't do Rizzo. I've never been a Rizzo guy. Everybody loved him in Chicago. I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want him. Not me. Not me. Are the Yankees going to sign a first baseman? That possibly. I mean, I can see them going after Christian Walker. I can see them doing that. I don't know what the hell the Yankees are going to do, to be honest, because I know that they're going for it. And I mean, why wouldn't you? You have Aaron Judge. This is the window. They have to try to win a championship with him on the roster. Is first base their biggest need when you look to their offense? Potentially. I believe that they are still in on Nolan Arenado. But if you guys can remind me, I have it on my phone, but it's going to take too much time for me to look it up. I don't believe that the Yankees were included in the preferred destinations for Nolan Arenado. I don't remember that. So are they kind of shifting to Alex Bregman? That might be more up the Yankees alley there. Because I'm trying to remember who Nolan Arenado included. I want to say it was the Padres, the Padres, the Red Sox for sure, the Dodgers, the Angels were included in that, which was weird. And I can't remember the other teams. I can't remember. Maybe Houston? Maybe Houston was in on that as well, but I'm not entirely sure. Bellinger going to hit tanks at Yankee Stadium. Yes, if you guys are a degenerate gambler like me, and you guys play fantasy baseball, you're going to want to get Cody Bellinger on your team ASAP. 100%. Let's see what else is going here. Everybody, Mike Val, what's up, bro? What is up? Mike Val chiming in on Lamont Wade Jr., but Bob Melvin wants to hit Wade leadoff. How could we ever need a first baseman? Yes, we need a first baseman. We need it. All right, let's see here. I'm not going to put that up there. Oh, Tacky coming in with the heat tonight. Let's see here. Santander at first base would be nice. Or at DH, or just in the lineup. I mean, dude, I would love to see Anthony Santander, but again, just looking at the reality of it, are the Giants one bat away from being a good lineup? No. Are they going to spend five? Like I guess with that answer, like no, they're not one bat away. Would you rather have them spend the money on Santander, or would you rather have them spend it on Corbin Burns? And I know that Santander would be cheaper and less years in comparison to anything that's being discussed with Corbin Burns, unless you can get him in here for like a 5-year deal and then have him have like an opt-out after 3 years. But I think the opt-out thing is over with. That was a Farhan thing. I don't think you're going to see the opt-outs as much in these new contracts with Buster Posey. Buster's going to just be like, do you want to be a Giant or do you not? Because we're not doing opt-outs. I can see Buster Posey doing that, just putting his foot down. That's why we got an adult in the room, 100%. Reese Hoskins maybe trade for him. Yeah, I mean, Reese Hoskins has been a guy that has been discussed as far as trade rumors for a numerous amount of years. So Yeah, you can look into that. Tacky, Jerkson Perfar, and Verdugo. Don't make me. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Tacky. Appreciate it all the time. Oh God, you never disappoint, bro. You never disappoint. Victor, where's the kitten? The kitten's downstairs. Uh, the kitten is used to my voice now, but she doesn't come in when the light's on. She doesn't come into the room while I'm recording. One day I'm just gonna have to pick her up. She did come in here earlier, or she did come in here yesterday at the end of the show, and I was gonna pick her up, but I didn't want to bother her. She was getting food, so yeah, that's what my office has turned into now. It is the baby room for the kitten, and I'm fine with that. Let's see here: Tacky, Lee, Adamas, Santander, Ramos, Chapman, Bailey, Encarnacion, and at DH, Yaz, Fitz. That sounds like a good lineup. It does sound like a good lineup. On paper, like it looks good. I would hate to put Chapman 4 because he's not a 4, but I would probably trust Chapman more in the 4 hole out of that lineup. Then probably go. I might go Lee, Adames, Ramos, Chapman, Santander. Or Ramos, Santander, Chapman. I might flip Ramos and Chapman in that scenario. But I do like the Santander in the 3 spot because you guarantee him an AB in that first inning. He can and those guys are going to get on base. Lee for sure. Adames, I mean, then he can knock him in. I mean, I do like that. I like it. I like it. Victor likes it too. That's a nice lineup. Yeah, I do. That's a good one. But does that lineup win you enough games to get you into the postseason with the current? That's the other thing with the current pitching staff. But also, I'm just gonna throw this out there, and then we're gonna get out of here because I'm already running late. I'm gonna be late for trivia night. Notice how you don't have Lamont Wade Jr. in there. Are you guys okay with trading Lamont Wade Jr. to the Cardinals for Sonny Gray? I'm just gonna throw that out there. What do you guys think? I threw that by Papa today. He liked it. He gave me a pat on the shoulder for that one. So you guys let me know what you think on that. But I am gonna get out of here, guys. Hold on. Let's see. Taco Tuesday. Yes, I did not have tacos. Tacky, what you eat for dinner last night? You said your dinner got here. Who bought Walter's TV? Nobody yet. It's still sitting downstairs. I am waiting for someone to just come give me like $300 and then I will deliver the TV. I'm not asking for $300. I know that's not gonna get it done. But you know, be generous with your offer, and I'll deliver it. I'll hand deliver it to your residence. Who else gives you better service than that? Tacky, don't answer that question. Taco Tuesday. All right, Lori is in the chat. What's up, Lori? Good to see you in the chat. What is your best hope for the Giants this year? I hope that they can make the postseason. I hope that we have meaningful baseball for the longevity of the season, and we're not done and we're not focusing on the 49ers or focusing on football come first week of September. That's my hope for the Giants, is that they're more competent. That is my hope. I like Gerard Encarnacion. I do. I like Gerard Encarnacion. He looked really good last year. He's going to be a factor. And I mean, yeah, if you can put him in there at first base, maybe at DH, he can play in the outfield also. So he can maybe factor into the platoon type system if they're still going to do that in the outfield. Encarnacion, but it's a small sample size. Like, that's the thing, is you want to be able to let these guys have the opportunity to sink or swim, but you also have to have contingency plans. You have to have backups, because if Gerard Encarnacion doesn't pan out, if Tyler Fitzgerald doesn't pan out, if Elliot Ramos doesn't pan out, and there's a chance that they don't, you have to have a backup plan in place. What that backup plan is, I don't know. I'm not in the front office, and we'll talk about that, and we'll try to see what else. I think Jerickson Profar would be a good backup plan to have on the roster just because of his positional versatility. You can put him anywhere, and he's 32 years old. He can do it. He's been around the NL West. I think that that's a good fit for the Giants. I don't think it's going to cost you a lot. I think that Paul Goldschmidt is a good option there as well. You can maybe get him for a 1-year deal, like $10 million, and then you got Bryce Eldridge coming down the pipeline. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. But yeah. Let's see what else is going on. Postseason, yes. I would love to see the postseason. I don't know if that's in the cards, but postseason is definitely at the top of the list. Well, I went longer than I anticipated. I was only going to do this for 20 minutes, but I love you guys so much, and I love doing this show so much that I stuck around for the extra 20 minutes. So I doubled up on my time that I was anticipating doing just for you guys. But I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, I do want to remind all of you, if you haven't given me a like on the page, go ahead and give me a like on this show. Subscribe, set your notifications, tell your friends, share the links, do everything you can to grow this page for me, grow this channel, because I want it to be fun. I want it to be interactive. I mean, we're already having a good time. Why are we going to deprive everybody else that's out there as well? So make sure you spread the word. Let them know the Passion for the Pastime is year-round baseball conversation. We're going to be here Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock every single day of the year with some minor altercations, or not altercations, minor adjustments, rather. But yeah, so I mean, we could have altercations, Tacky, if you want to come on to the if you want to come on to the show. Oh, I love you guys so much. But you guys have a good one. Remember, tomorrow, 6 o'clock sharp, not 6:05, 6 o'clock sharp. Me and Kerry Crowley talking orange and black baseball by the Bay. Giants baseball talk with Kerry Crowley. He's going to be having his hot stove show tomorrow as well. So we'll talk about that, what he has coming up at 7 o'clock with the Hot Stove League show with Kerry Crowley on KMBR on 680. But we'll talk to Kerry Crowley at 6 o'clock about the offseason and what the Giants can potentially do, and if they are improving in his mind. And then also looking to the offseason moves that have just went down with Kyle Tucker and with Cody Bellinger. What else can come from the NL Central? We'll talk to ESPN reporter Jesse Rogers tomorrow at 6:30. So Kerry Crowley at 6, Jesse Rogers at 6:30. It's going to be a fun show. You are not going to want to miss any of that. And I look forward to talking to all of you guys at 6 o'clock. So you guys have a good one. Be safe. I'm going to go give heckle Tim for you guys. Go ahead and shoot me some messages. Shoot me some comments. If you guys want me to say something, scream something at Tim, I will gladly do that on your behalf. But you guys have a good one. Be safe. And I will talk to you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Kerry Crowley, 6:30. Jesse Rogers right here. Passion for the Pastime. Subscribe, share, like, do everything you can. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.